Kyson, James has several shows coming up. I just saw the trailer for Lovecraft Country, and it was incredible. I saw the trailer for Next, and it was incredible. And he's also in the movie Yes Day, and I didn't see the trailer for it. I don't think that one's out yet, but it looks like it's going to be delightful. And so I am wanting to just very quickly plug my next show next week. I'll have Kelly Lohman on. Let's see, there it is, on June 4th. And so without further ado, let me introduce to you all James Kyson.
Hey.
Hello,
Hey,
I'm
Maddie.
so glad you're here. Thanks for
Thanks so
coming.
much for having me. And I love that opening theme music, by the way.
Isn't it great?
Total throwback to reminded me of the Atari 2600 that I first got when I was 10.
Yeah, that is the official Outpost 13 theme music. They play it before every single show. It's pretty badass. It's pretty badass. James, again, yes, thank you so much for coming. And before we get started with the first part of our interview, I want to ask the suggestion questions so that the audience is ready to just give us suggestions, and we'll be ready to jump straight into the improvs. So for the 3 improv scenes we're going to do today, you'll find out the genre right before we do it. James already knows the genre, which is good. I don't surprise you that much. Unless I change them midstream here. The genres will be revealed to you, but the suggestions we need are things, simple problems, really boring, dumb, simple problems. And we'll need 3 of them, and Corey will collect those. And I also want to thank, we have Alex Kahn and Arlo Sanders live scoring the show and broadcasting the show, and Corey Wazinski, I believe, is the one live cutting the show, and we have Luke Vanosic in the chat moderating for us. So thank you all guys, thank you. Speak right, person. Let's just jump into an interview so James can talk. James.
No, please.
You want to?
Yeah.
I want to start with, how did you get into the arts? What brought you to the arts, and how much arts was happening in your family at a young age? Let's start there.
That's a great question. So I grew up predominantly in New York City in a pretty urban upbringing where, even though New York City is really known for so much culture and the arts, I've had no access or touch points to it. So we have a pretty big extended family, and no one has ever gone into the arts or entertainment. So it almost felt like a foreign territory. And it wasn't until I went to school in Boston, my very last year there, someone was like, hey, do you want to come and play improv with us? And I didn't even know what that was. So I was like, what do you guys do? And they're like, oh, we play games and whatnot. I was like, yeah, I love games. So I went, and it literally blew my mind. I was like, wait, you can do this as a young adult? These short form games that I just fell in love with it and was having so much fun. And then I found out later, people did it professionally. I was like, what? So anyway, so I think that was the seed that sort of begun everything. And right after I finished school in Boston, I moved to LA, sold my used car, and I was on a one-way ticket to LA with a single suitcase. And my first night here, I slept in my rental car at a parking lot of some big mall near Culver City on the west side somewhere.
Oh, I had no idea. You slept in your rented car the first night you got here. That's incredible. I thought my story was crazy, but that is awesome. So
what happened was I reserved a room at the hostel in Venice. And when I went over there, and this is 2001, mind you, I've never lived in LA, and I visited I think once before that. And so for me landing there and I was checking in, and I don't know, the vibe just seemed so out of sorts for me that the guy at the counter was like, hey, are you checking in for a room? I was like, I'm gonna kind of drive around for a bit and just kind of get my bearings. And literally it was 1 a.m. I ended up at some parking lot. I know it's a giant mall. I still don't know which one. And I'm just I was so tired from the trip that I literally fell asleep. And next morning I was like, wow, I'm probably not gonna do that again.
Did you have any plan when you arrived? Did you have any
No, not at all. Because not mind you, remember I wasn't doing any acting before, so it's not like I was, coming from Chicago or New York and like, I had some acting experience. I literally came out here for life. I had one distant cousin who ended up moving away that summer, so I literally knew nobody. And it was really about just rediscovering who I was and actually discovering for the first time about my own creativity. So that first year, I literally took classes in anything and everything that I was ever curious about, included like my first jazz singing class, musical theater, tap dance, and like first acting class.
Awesome.
And it was as if like literally like 20 years of like repressed creativity just like exploded.
Oh, that is so beautiful. So when did you book, for everyone who doesn't know, James Kyson was in Heroes, Save the Cheerleader, Save the World. And when did you book that?
So that was in 2006. I had been in the business for about 2.5 years, and it was the first network pilot that I ever read for. In fact, when they talked about pilot season, I didn't even know what that term was. I was like, what, do we all get to be trained to be pilots? I didn't know what they're talking about. So I
all
went to
actors are also pilots.
yeah, I was like, awesome. Pretty high standards. I didn't know it was such a like hard access point, like hard point of barrier. So anyway, so it ended up being series of 5 different auditions, including the studio test and network test, and all of this was so new for me. And so when the show started, the next 5 years literally became my graduate school in television. It was really the first time that I got to see from the inside how a TV show gets put together. And like, it blew my mind because at any given season, we had about 250 people working on the show. So I felt like I was working at a company, coming to work every day, and all these people and crafts people just had to show up and doing their best job. And every piece was important and crucial, for the entire wheel to go around.
Do you have any stories from the set of Heroes that you want to tell? Maybe your first day on set, maybe a moment where your mind was exceptionally blown?
Oh my God. I mean, there's so many, but I remember the first episode of season 3, which that's the season that it really got fun for my character. We had this speedster character who would like, she was like, and then my buddy would freeze time, right? So that would have a lot of like visual effects and special effects people on set, and literally like people's hair going like this and being frozen. Actually, I think it was my hair, and like papers in the air, and like sometimes like we'll be hanging on wires. And so there was like so much stuff going on. And then literally it was like, okay, when we count to 3, you literally cannot move, James, because that's when we're doing the time freeze sequence. So it was like this weird combination of like super high tech, but also like low tech. Like I literally like had to like freeze and not blink. And I was like, wait, we're spending like $5 million an episode, and it's all like depended upon me, like staying still. Like, so like, anyways,
everybody cut. James blinked.
Yeah, I know. I was like, no pressure.
Oh, I love that. That's a great story. I remember I loved you just saying, my friend could freeze time. Oh, what fun things we get to say as actors. I want to go into our first improv scene. Are you ready?
Okay, sure.
All right. So one of the ways James and I met, first off, he was in a Core 1 class at Improv Theater, where I'm also a company member. Fantastic classes. Highly recommend them. And then we met playing together when we did Ghost Stories, directed by Joseph Limbaugh. So that's going to be our first genre, is ghost stories. I'm going to take a sip of water. Dust off that rust. Here we go, James. Corey, what did we get as one of our problems?
Your first problem is burnt toast.
Burnt toast. That is a big problem for me. So let's jump in, James. Here we go. Gary.
Yeah.
Look at the toast. Just look at it.
I'm I'm looking at it, Maria.
I know, but open your eyes and really look at it, Gary. Really look at it. Don't just like breathe on it and glance at it, but look at it. Yeah.
This is so weird because my horoscope literally said today, look for a sign. That's what it said. That's what I said in the New York Post this morning.
Gary, I read both of our horoscopes. I keep up with this stuff. And that is a sign, if I have ever seen a sign.
I mean, does this mean that we should get married like this weekend? I mean, what? I'm confused. I don't know how to interpret this.
I don't know. But if that was a proposal, it was shit. And I need a better one, but I don't know.
I'm sorry, that just slipped out of my mouth.
I feel it. I felt it slip out. I saw it.
I
heard it.
Look, Maria, you know how I feel about you. It's just, it's hard to, just like hold my feelings and look, your dad's been pressuring me and I've been racking my mind, like what is a good way and a romantic way and a memorable way to do this so that, you could cherish it for the rest of our lives. And I'm like, man, there's not a lot of hiding room in a studio apartment in New York.
It's the truth. Gary, grab that piece of toast again. I want you to read me every line that's on it. Read the whole thing that the burn marks made into the toast. Read it all.
Wait, it's got the word no in it. What does this mean? Are you saying no to me?
Gary, hand me the toast. Hand me the toast. Hand me the toast, Gary. Thank you.
Wait, this is not even you can't say no to me right now. This is not even a real proposal. Come on.
No business is show business unless your business is someone else's business as well.
Wait, no business?
Is show business unless your business is someone else's business as well.
So...
It does say no, you're right. There is a no at the top.
But there's a co at the end.
As well?
Wait.
Co.
Does that... Wait. Okay, does that mean that this might not be it right now, but we are going to collaborate, which means, oh my God.
We're going to make a baby.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Wait, like right now?
Well, I mean, that's what you were thinking, right?
What? I mean, I was thinking this is not the real proposal, but we are going to collaborate. And when
we should start collaborating right now and make a baby. That's what the toast says, okay? Some crazy creature came in here and altered our toaster with its ghostly fingers and gave us a message, Gary.
Yep. Maria, I don't... Look, I'm still driving Uber and finishing up my grad school. Where are we going to put the baby in a studio apartment?
We'll put it on the ceiling. You know those little nets that people put little stuffed animals in? We'll just put one of those up in the corner and rock it in there.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
it's warmer up high anyway. Heat rises.
Oh, that's right, yeah. And we could probably store the milk up there because,
keep it warm.
They like the warmer temperature, yeah. Like I mean, I know breast milk comes out warm, right? Oh my God.
But it'll stay warm.
I can't believe we're already talking about this. I will make a baby with you.
All right. Let's go.
All right,
Oh my God, James! Oh my God, you were so fun, Improv.
I realized at the end that I forgot to buy condoms, but
wait, you forgot what?
That I forgot to buy condoms, and I love that. I thank you for being there.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so great. Okay, love it. Let me get some water too. So James, let's jump back into some more interview. You are a father. Speaking of making babies,
yeah. Speaking of babies,
what is fatherhood like? Talk to us.
You know, it is genuinely. I feel like something happened when I saw my daughter come out. I feel like something got unlocked in my DNA, and the past. You know, she's literally 18 months today.
What?
Yeah, because she was born. She was born. Yeah. She was born on the last day of November, and today's the last day of May. So, and I would say the past 18 months, I've felt the most of like who I truly am. You know, and of course, like up until now, like I was always me, but it's like, oh my God, this is what I was meant to be, and it just made me feel so on purpose and whole, and look, it definitely has its challenges, okay, especially the first year. What's funny is, you know, so many of friends and other people would tell me, oh, it's the hardest job you will ever love, but it's actually just something that I love, period. You know, like it doesn't feel hard for me. Are there challenging days? Of course, yeah. Some days, you know, like today I had to get up, you know, I've been up since, you know, 6:30 in the morning, because I had the morning shift with the baby up until 1. But man, and it just gets more and more fun, you know, like because now she's saying words and putting together, you know, phrases and kind of speaking in alien languages, and you know, she's moving everywhere and running. The other day she walked 2 miles, over 2 miles. Yeah. What? Yeah. And she's pretty much like 99% potty trained. I don't know. It just gets more and more, because now when I hang out with her, you know, I feel like I'm just hanging out with just another human being, just a very small human being who has personality and opinions, and her sense of humor is like amazing. And her laughter is just like, she like laughs like so heartily, like belly laughs, and like lifts her head up. And I just like, I mean, talk about being in the present moment. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like nothing like my daughter has taught me, you know, and improv, like what being in the present moment is. And I'm just like, wow, this is like, I feel like this is what we're all kind of training, we're hoping to kind of be
back
in.
Being
present. To get back to, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. And your wife is an artist too, isn't she? What does she do?
Yeah, so she's a professional vocalist. When I first met her, she was a neuroscientist at UCLA.
She was a what?
She was a neuroscientist. So she did her PhD at UCLA, and then her postdoc, and then she was leading a research team for autism study at UCLA. So which, I mean, and I'm fascinated by the brain, but she's also this amazing singer. She sang all her life. And what's interesting is, like 4 years ago, she shared with me, like, I really love the fact that you pursued the arts like as like your career. And so she decided to transition out of the lab so that she could do music full time. She's also an essential oil specialist, because she's now practicing. She's a holistic wellness practitioner.
You got a favorite oil? You got a favorite one? What's your favorite?
Oh my God, I just had wild orange before before we came on. But like, because we use doTERRA in the house, and I got to tell you, that has literally transformed our entire household. Big shout out to doTERRA, because, you know, we diffuse it, we eat it, we put it, you know, topically, and it's helped with sleep, stress, digestion. My wife has not been sick one day since she's left the lab, you know, over 4 years ago.
Okay, I can't believe I haven't talked to your wife. This is amazing. I'm gonna hang up here, and you're gonna finish the show for me, and I'm just gonna go call your wife and have a
and our baby has never been sick, except like one night of fever that like went away the next day, and I just feel like it's been awesome to have a wife and a partner who not only are into wellness, but she also understands the research, so she could read the literature and actually know what's going on, like, physiologically and biochemically.
Yeah, you have an incredible resource right there at your side.
Totally, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'm lucky. Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm gonna call your wife after this and just talk neuroscience for hours. And you're welcome to join us if you like, because I know you like brain science.
I'll let you ladies.
You'll be on baby duty. You'll be on baby duty.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, we're gonna improvise again. This time the genre is gonna be space station, because if you know me at all, I any scene that's in space and I give it a 10. So we're gonna do space station. Corey, what is our next banal problem?
Your next banal problem is tangled hair.
Oh, good. Yeah. Great. Let's do space station. Here we go. Delta 4, do you copy? Yeah, I heard you. Sorry. Hey.
Copy that, Delta 4. I'm just checking on the modulation levels of our shield, and it seems like it's gone down about 20%. You want me to go out there?
I can tell you why it's gone down. 20%. Sure. I stopped doing work. I stopped working at all. And I've just been letting the shields drop.
Well, Alpha 2, what do you mean you stopped working at all?
Delta 4.
What are you talking about, Alpha?
Do you have my comm up in view? Just look. Just look, Delta 4. If you have my comm up in view, you can see what I'm dealing with. Can you see it, Delta?
Yeah, I see you loud and clear. Alpha 2, first of all, why do you have your protective helmet off, and what's going on with your hair?
Well, I tried to put my protective helmet on. That's what's going on. But last night I had kind of a rip and rollin' time in my dreams, and got a little tangled up top. And I told them, I said, if we're going to space, you got to pack some space brushes. But they thought, no, zero gravity. Who needs a brush in zero gravity?
I don't want to be inappropriate in saying this, Alpha 2, but I have to say it's a refreshing look on you. I actually kind of find it a little sexy.
What?
Well, I just feel like, most of the time we're interfacing, we're wearing a lot of, we're pretty much covered up in our suits and our helmets. And I think part of me just really missed seeing a human face in its entirety. And I do have to say, your red hair is pretty gorgeous and ravishing, Alpha 2.
I mean, even like this, with this beast on top.
Listen, I know that I'm gonna pause recording on the archive for a second, and
I'll pause my archive as well.
Is it okay if I call you Natasha? Off comm.
I didn't even know you knew my name. Yeah. Derek. It's fine.
God, I'm sorry. It actually feels weird saying it out loud. I've thought about saying it so many times in my sleep, and now to actually say Natasha, again, I don't mean to break protocol, but
Derek?
Yeah.
Break protocol. Take protocol in both fists and snap it in two. That's what I think. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we gotta have a little bit of giving room, right? I mean, listen, we've been out here for 4 months already, you know, tracking the rock formations of the moon, and God, I just, oh God, I wish I could touch your face right now.
Here, just touch the camera. Are you touching the camera?
Yes, I hope it's okay, but I am.
Are you about to kiss the camera?
Sorry, I got carried away.
Oh no, I got carried away. It's probably the hair. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
We spend all day watching the rock formations move across the moon, thinking, why are they moving? Why do we have to track them? And I get tired of looking at them, and then suddenly they move into a certain place and I see your face. And then I think, Natasha, you're going crazy. It's not Derek. And then I wish it was.
You know what? Thank you so much for saying that. And again, I don't want to be inappropriate here, but I was watching the formations just yesterday, and I swear on one of the asteroids, I saw us making love, and
Derek, this hair is this way because I had a fantasy about us. Okay, full disclosure.
Sorry, I'm gonna take my helmet off because it was just getting way too hot, and it was fogging up on my screen. But again, look, I don't want to cross the line here, but would it be okay for me to just remove my suit?
Go.
And look, I'm not trying to propose anything to you, or I'm not saying that you have to remove your suit in any way, but
Derek, let's make a space baby.
Oh my God, I've been dreaming about this moment for 4 months. Can I make a confession?
Please. Say it. Say it. Say it.
That suction machine in
yes,
the right
say
wing
that. Say that. Yes, say
sorry,
that.
It didn't break because of gravity.
No, it didn't.
Problems.
We all know why it broke.
I thought of you, and
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to you.
Oh, we have a
why am I telling you these embarrassing things?
Derek,
are you completely disgusted with me right now?
No, we have a suction machine too. The ladies can be pleased just as well as the boys can.
Oh my God.
Derek, I'm going to land on the moon. I'm going to go land on the moon, and I expect to see you there.
1200 at the landing spot?
At the landing spot, 1200, which is in 3 minutes. Let's rush.
It just dawned on me, how would we make love through the spacesuit? Would there be like a special chamber that
I think that maybe I would have put on, like, my character would have planned it, because ladies were good at planning, and I would put on a extra large spacesuit, and then we would have had you in your spacesuit get into my spacesuit with me. But I would have put on 2 spacesuits, a really small one and an extra large one. and then I would have unzipped the extra large one, had you jump
so that I could get in.
And then we both would have gotten out of the middle suit, and then we would have made love.
That is so freaking brilliant. You know what? They should actually make these little pods where you could shoot them down into the surface of the moon or whatever planet you're in, and then inside the pod could have, you know what I mean, stable oxygen levels so that you could kind of.
Yeah, I mean, because that's what we need to use our resources for immediately. Because
speaking of, literally SpaceX just launched their missile yesterday, and I wonder if they thought about these things.
You know, do you think anyone has ever had sex in space?
Oh my God, I would.
I don't know. I actually kind of think not. But maybe that's
because that camera has to be on all the time, right, for safety protocol.
Oh, is that a thing? Yeah. Then they would have had to.
Well, and they're literally, I mean, especially nowadays as technology has advanced, they're literally archiving and recording every thing.
There you go.
But maybe the astronauts know a little like corner of the ship.
I mean, couldn't you just put like a little piece of blue tape over it, just like a little paint tape?
I love that. I love that it's a $7 trillion rocket, and that's all you need.
Hey, did you bring any painter's tape, Barb? Oh
yeah. Did you bring the barking tape? Please.
That's amazing. Wait, James, I want to ask you real questions because even though figuring out the logistics of sex in space is totally priority one.
Yeah.
Question for you. You consider yourself, and I know because we've talked about this, a spiritualist. Can you speak a little bit to that? You lead a men's group. I think all of this is awesome, and I want to hear more.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, the men's group is under the organization called Everyman, which is a global organization that helps men start conscious men's groups around the world. And, you know, I would say for me, that journey actually started sometime after Heroes ended, because I remember, you know, and this was like 10 years ago, the show had just finished. And you know what's so funny? I literally found out that the show was ending on the day that I was flying to Paris to do press for the show, because in France, the show was about 2 seasons, like, you know what I mean? Like later.
Yeah.
So as I was,
you find out that it's ending.
Yeah, I find out literally on that morning, and then on the way to the airport, I get a call from our creator, Tim Crane, you know, and say, hey, I'm sure you heard the news. And I was like, yeah, thank you so much for, you know what I mean, for the past 5 years and all that stuff. So, and it was like, I was gone for a month, you know, like 2 weeks in Paris and then a week in Amsterdam. And then I had to do like a charity soccer game in London for a week. So I got to have that month to really kind of like reflect back on the journey. But I remember coming off the show and, like on paper, my life felt really great, you know, like I made some good money, you know, I was traveling the world, but something about it just felt so off and not right. And I felt really like empty and hollow inside. And I was like, God, so many aspects of my life almost feel like inauthentically staged, kind of like what we do in Hollywood. And why am I feeling that, you know? And so I think I had to, so it really started from there, and I had to really kind of do some deep soul searching, and just realize that I hadn't connected in a while to like what was really like authentically true for me, you know, in terms of like, you know, like what's my purpose here? What am I serving, you know? And so, you know, that began a several years of just exploration and searching and developing a relationship with, you know, what I call God or the universe or the cosmos, you know, who I believe is the source of all this creativity that we embody.
Yeah.
And, you know, and the energy that we really try to connect into when we improv, you know, the sense of like giving and listening and, you know, the group mind and, you know, connection, you know, collaboration, you know, our second circle of awareness. And because I just feel like the reason that feels so good when we do it is because that's kind of like where we came from, you know?
I hear you.
Like we're all these energy particles that were part of the space, you know, talk about space and cosmos that were in there. And then we all kind of said, hey, let's go have this human experience on this planet with like bodies and bones and muscles and, you know, fiber and
what is this?
yeah. But we're still cellular. And I think that's why, you know, we still feel each other. That's why we, you know, that's why there's empathy. There's, you know, like when we're in a room together, I could feel your presence. And if something's going on in between us, there's like an electrical charge where some kind of, you know, particles and frequency and so anyway, so I know that went on a little bit of a sci-fi tangent.
No,
but
I love it.
I
love
like,
you. This is great.
Yeah, I just feel like that's what has reminded me and showed me how we're all connected and why it's important for us to, you know, be empathetic, and especially during times like this, to really kind of, you know, be open to our hearts and feel each other. And that's something that the men's group has helped me immensely, because we are practicing every week. You know, it's a weekly meeting to feel into our feelings and open up our hearts, which I think especially for men, you know, we are not necessarily automatically accustomed to. You know, I think women tend to naturally carry that essence, and we really have to, I think, train that muscle and that practice.
Yeah, totally. I can't remember who I was talking to about this recently, but it is so it feels like it's so in my DNA. And I also have a fantastic mother. Hi, Mom. And we open up to each other, but it's just like an open book, easy. And we can take for granted how difficult that is for people who have been socialized, for men who have been socialized in a completely different manner.
Yeah, I know for me, growing up in New York, you know, I was so accustomed to this like survival mode and, you know, gotta be like this warrior because, you know, the city is constantly coming at you and the weather is constantly coming at you there. And I hadn't even realized how disconnected and misaligned I was until I started doing this work. And I was like, oh my God, we're talking about years of like, just like, you know, like I didn't even realize how numb I was to so many things. And even when I did feel things, I didn't know how to articulate them or share that and communicate that, and which caused so many misunderstandings, even like between my wife and I. You know, it's helped our relationship immensely as I got to learn how to communicate my feelings and open my heart.
That's beautiful. I have a question. Is there a specific moment you can remember that was particularly connected or electric or other dimension-y in this way, a spiritual moment that you can tell us about?
My first, I guess, lunch meeting with my wife. You know, it's so funny because I met my wife 2 weeks before Burning Man. Okay, it was like a pre-Burning Man gathering.
Are you a burner?
I mean, I've been there once, so and I mean, I don't know if I could claim that, but I definitely, you know, had an amazing time, and I love the principles, you know, behind what the festival is. But it's funny because 1 week prior to meeting my wife, I had sat in my first ayahuasca journey, which like in itself is like a whole like just a crazy spiritual experience. But I remember in that journey, the one thing that like stayed with me was this like image of like the double helix, you know, like the human DNA. And I was just like, what was that vision like so strong, like that visual? Like, does that mean that we're all connected in the world? Anyway, you know, fast forward a week, you know, I go to this treehouse party in Malibu, and I hear like people singing inside the house. So I go in, and my wife was part of like the singing circle, Jamie, and we never met, but I was just like, her voice like literally like called me like a siren. So anyway, so I joined the circle, and then we ended up connecting that night just as human beings. We didn't even exchange numbers, but she helped introduce like the community from there that prompted me to go to Burning Man. Like that night I was like, you know what, I know it's in 2 weeks, I don't have a ticket or camp or RV, anything, but it's calling me, I'm gonna go there. And I had an amazing time. She didn't even go. Like I went and had an amazing time at the festival. And then 2 weeks after I came back, I was able to get her number, and I was like, hey, do you want to meet up for tea, coffee, whatever? And when we met, literally, we fell in love in the first 19 minutes.
Wow.
And that's never happened to me before, where like I'm literally just like conversing with someone, and all of a sudden I'm like, my soul is like, oh, it's you from the other lifetimes, like my twin flame, soulmate. And and luckily it was both ways, because it's always weird if it's just one way, right?
Yeah.
But it, like, both of us felt that, and that never happened to either of us. So it was just like this, within 19 minutes we're like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
when did you propose? When did you propose, like, timeline outside of that? And tell us the quick proposal story.
Yeah, so literally within that first week of dating, we knew we were gonna get married. She moved in a month after that, and then 9 months later, we planned a camping trip to the Sequoias, with like 18 of us all together. And it was so funny because, it was a complete secret surprise to her, but the rest of the group knew, because I was filming a movie in Mississippi, and I had gotten the ring that I was looking for. Like, that was a whole magical, like, series of circumstances too. But like, in like Jackson, Mississippi, of all places,
I found the ring. Yeah,
I found this incredible amethyst centered diamond ring, because amethyst is a birthstone, and I was specifically looking for, like, it's like a very untraditional type of ring, you know what I mean? And so anyways, I'm like, okay, I got the ring. I email everybody. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it on this trip. And they're like, yeah. And so we go there. It's like a 4-day. We camp out, and we get this amazing campsite that could hold all 18 of us, and that has a manzanita tree in the center. And I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like, like red with green. Anyway,
beautiful.
So on the third day, we kind of did this like really cool ceremony where we all, like, meditated, and then marched together, like, to the tree. And we had, like, and then my friend Sue, amazing singer, had set up, like, all these flowers and crystals. And by the way, when she was coming up to the trip, because I had asked, let's create, like, our own little Burning Man. Like, what do you guys want to offer? Like, some people offer yoga class, and some people offer, like, to cook and make food. And Susie was like, oh my God, I had a dream that you proposed under this tree, and so I just want to bring all these flowers and crystals, and I all I had was, like, a bunch of amethyst. I hope you like amethyst. She didn't even know that was the ring that I got, and that was Jamie's birthstone. It was crazy.
Amazing.
She's like a clairvoyant. So she sets up this tree. We had a ball there, and everybody went in and wrote an intention for the year. And then we were the last two to kind of go up to the tree and put our intention and then have our moment. And then when we got up and turned around, I got on my knees and I proposed to her, and then everyone cheered afterwards. And I still remember what Jamie said. I was like, will you do me the honor of, loving you every day, or, being my partner for the rest of my life? And then she goes, yeah. Fuck yeah. And she, like, burst out in tears.
Oh my God, I'm loving her more and more. I am loving her more and more. She is a singer who is a PhD in neuroscience, into crystals, and says fuck yeah to a proposal. This is an incredible woman. This is an incredible woman.
That was an unforgettable trip for me. I mean, just the way, and talk about improv and literally just going with the flow, because I literally had no idea how it was going to happen, because I knew if I try to plan it and, like, try to, like, control the details, of course, like Murphy's Law, it's always gonna like never work out. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be there, and it's gonna happen on this camping trip somehow. But we didn't know about the tree. We didn't know about the flowers and the crystals and the whole ceremony. That it all got kind of created in the moment. And I think that event alone taught me so much about how true and applicable improv is to our life. Because when we trust the source of all creativity and just willing to just be present and listen and see what is emerging at the moment, we get to create memories that we could never even planned or dreamed of.
With that, let's go into our last improv.
Okay.
The last one is going to be 30-somethings with a problem, a la Friends. Corey, do you have our suggestion? What problem do these 30-somethings have?
A mean comment on Instagram.
Oh, fantastic. I'm going to get my prop here. A mean comment on Instagram, 30-somethings with a problem. Here we go.
Hey, boy, there was a lot of people running at Central Park. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Your mom commented on my last post.
Wait, what? Vanessa, you okay? my mom, Lillian?
Yeah.
Lillian, my mom commented on your post?
Your mom commented on my last post. Do you want to?
That is so funny. She was literally asking me yesterday, like, hey, sweetheart, how does this Instagram thing work? You know, because she's on Facebook, you know, and she's part of like her calligraphy groups, like on Facebook, and but she's like, Instagram, that doesn't sound. And I was like, Mom, it's like a scrapbook photo album, basically. She's like, she loves scrapping. So anyway, I can't believe she's already like, she found you, I guess. Yeah. Oh yeah, I told her what our profiles were. But
I'm so glad. I'm so glad to have your mom as one of my followers. She wrote, does this photo have a filter? And I hashtagged the photo no filter, so I don't know why she's asking, first off. And second off, is it a comment on like, I don't know, the lighting or my complexion? Like, I know I was like dealing with a lot of pimples that day. I think I had my mask on for like 3 hours, and because I went on that like fun hike that you wanted to go on. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go on a fun hike with Hank. And then I'll take a fun picture, and then I'll hashtag it no filter because I like want to be unfiltered.
Sweetie, I'm so sorry. I can't believe she, you know what? She doesn't even know what a hashtag is. She literally, she must have thought that asked, you know what I mean? Like the thing.
Pound sign. It's pound sign, but it's also like a hashtag. It's called a hashtag or pound sign.
Yeah, like no, it's almost like if I tell my mom, you know, like, hey mom, you know, I bought this, you know, in Bali, and she like immediately has to ask me like, is this like authentically Balinese? You know what I mean? Like,
okay, so she just like wants to know if like people are authentic and like genuine.
She's questioning your authenticity. That is so.
Yeah. It's pretty core, isn't it? It's pretty core to have your authenticity questioned.
You know, you tell me what do you want to unfriend her?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, should I?
No, that's dramatic. That's so dramatic.
But I can't block. We can't block my mom. That she, you know, she's gonna have a field day with that. She will literally call us and ask us what is going on. Why can't I see your faces and your pictures?
I don't know. Hank, here's what I want you to do. I'm gonna call your mom, and we'll just see what she says.
Wait. You're gonna call her?
Yep, I'm already dialing.
Wait, Vanessa.
Speaker. She's on speaker. It's fine. She'll answer at any moment. Hang on.
Look,
she's picking. I'm FaceTiming her. She's picking it up now. You'll hear her voice. God. Here, you'll hear her voice. Okay, here it comes.
Hello?
Yes. Is this Hank's mom?
Hello?
She's choppy, but here, she's here. Hank, I got her. Yes. Hi, Hank's mom.
Hi, Ma. Hi, Ma.
I'm just saying hi.
Yeah. I'm sorry, sweetie. I was just fixing up the garden and all the daisies just tipped over. Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay, cool. Hank's
hi,
mom.
How are you? Hi.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Vanessa, you look so lovely.
Oh, thank you. I don't have like touch up your appearance on or anything on this, so thank you.
How are you?
Maria.
Sweetheart, give me 1 second. I just need to put on my glasses. Okay. All right. Hi. What a pleasant surprise. Nice to see you, Vanessa.
It's lovely to see you, Maria.
Hey, Mom. We just wanted to just call and just wish you a happy Sunday and yeah, just saying hi. It's just nothing important or urgent.
I'm gonna tell her, Hank. I'm gonna tell her.
Hey, look, hang up the phone. She could barely. Look, you know, she could barely understand what
Hank,
even we're talking about.
If she wants to be in the world of social media, she needs to be able to handle the world.
I'm having trouble hearing you guys.
Sorry.
Are you guys whispering or?
Yes, we are whispering. Yep, we're actually telling secrets. Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of secrets, oh my God, I have to tell you, Mrs. Thompson just told me at our bingo game that, and I can't believe, I don't know why she told me this, but she's having an affair.
Oh.
And I was literally, one number away from bingo, and I literally almost shouted out to the whole room, like, you're having an affair.
Oh my God, Maria, what did you say? Did you say anything at all? Oh.
No, God knows, I know better than that to, just, I whispered back to her and I was like, you are having an affair with whom? Okay. And she was like, it's my therapist. And I was like,
Maria,
first of all, who has an affair with their therapist?
Oh my God.
This is why I don't believe in therapy. You tell somebody all your secrets, and next thing you know, they're closer to you than your own husband.
And then you think you're falling in love with your therapist. Really, it's not. It's just proximity. It's just emotional proximity. Maria, I get it.
Vanessa, do you do therapy?
I don't. So you don't have to worry, Marie.
Okay, good. That makes me feel so much better. Oh, well. Anyways, I think I should just make sure all the daisies are okay. I don't want them to drown when it rains over here. So
make sure the daisies are okay.
Hank, by the way, I shipped those cookies for you in a box. I did wrap it in aluminum foil, so it should get to you probably in about 3 days or so. I think
my effing G. Did you send us the sugar cookies that you baked last Thanksgiving?
Oh, I absolutely did, sweetheart. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay. It looks like Dennis is calling me. I will say goodbye to you guys, but please call me tomorrow. Okay.
Oh.
I think I'm working at the zoo tomorrow, but please call me. Okay, I love you. I love you, sweetheart.
Oh, okay. Have a good time with the tigers. Oh, she hung up.
I love you, Ma.
Oh, she hung up. Sorry, Hank.
She loves you. Really? I don't know what you're talking about. Look, she genuinely loves you. Okay.
Yeah.
And look, I know that she. She was a little weird about your,
Hank, whatever. And it's fine. I had pimples on my face from the mask. It looked like I maybe had a filter, and I'll teach your mom about hashtags. It's like so fine.
Oh, hey. By the way, I think she does want to visit us for Thanksgiving. I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Oh yeah, I don't cook. Oh my goodness. You delight me so much, James. That was so fun.
That was crazy because I didn't know if you were gonna come on as the mom, and I was like, wait, is she? Because we haven't done this before, and
we haven't.
I felt like
I just went, you know what? I'm just gonna make him do it. I'm just gonna wait till he does it.
Oh, it's so funny. It would have been. Oh my God, it would have been funny if I literally played like my mom and started speaking Korean to you.
Oh my God.
You guys literally you guys don't understand each other.
But we can still totally get the
Yeah, which I think a lot. I mean, I'm sure it happens a lot with my mom and Jamie because culturally, you know what I mean? There's so much difference between the Korean traditional culture and American culture, and obviously I understand both, and I mean, I don't know if I could say I'm versed in both, but I at least know a lot about
both.
The Korean culture enough to speak the language and understand what you're saying. But for Jamie, I'm sure sometimes the I's and the T's get mixed up, and anyways.
That's fantastic. I'm so glad you were the mom voice. It delighted me. The last thing, again, James, thank you so much for coming and playing. This was a blast.
Oh yeah, same here. Thank you for having me.
So fun. Everybody check James out. Lovecraft Country and Next. Seems so cool. These are all, just Google them. Lovecraft Country. If you Google Next, you have to Google Next Series 2020. And that it'll pop up. It's lowercase n, lowercase e, big X, lowercase t. You'll find it.
Yeah.
And then
or you could put in Next Fox Show. I think that
Next Fox Show. Great. Thanks. Yeah, perfect. And then you can also find James on Twitter and Insta. His whole name all put together, James Kyson, Kyson, on Insta and Twitter. And before we leave, there have been posted in the chat a couple times some places where you can donate. It is time for white people to do something, and let's do something. I also, I did send, but I'm not sure. I sent a little late, so hopefully there's some posting in the chat of I'm a part of a group called Ripley, and the Ripleys put out some great actions for us to take. And if you could just take a look at those actions and go at it. Yes. Thank you all so much. Thank you, James. Thank you, Arlo. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Corey.
Yes. Thank you, team. Oh,
thank you, team.
Your technical team is amazing, by the way.
They're so badass. And I will see you all June 4th, where you can see Kelly Lohman improvising with me on the Madi Goff Show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye, Maddie. Bye, everyone.
Jay.